Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Echoes of the Ages. I'm your host. Today, we're taking a deep dive into history, into the life and times of one of the most influential figures of the 20th century. Our guest today, in spirit and legacy, is none other than the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or as many of you may know him, FDR. He led America through some of its darkest and most challenging times. The Great Depression and World War II. His New Deal policies reshaped the American economy, and his leadership helped shape the world we live in today. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an absolute honor to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here and to have this opportunity to discuss these important issues.
Mr. President, during your presidency, you made the significant decision to take the United States off the gold standard. Can you explain why you felt this was necessary?
That's a great question. The decision to take the United States off the gold standard was not made lightly. It was a response to the extraordinary economic conditions of the Great Depression. Under the gold standard, the amount of money in circulation was limited by the amount of gold the country possessed. This made it difficult for the government to increase the money supply during economic downturns, which is often necessary to stimulate economic activity. By taking the United States off the gold standard, we were able to increase the money supply and lower interest rates, which helped to stimulate investment and economic activity. It was a crucial part of our strategy to combat the Great Depression and restore economic growth.
That's a significant shift in economic policy, Mr. President. Can you delve deeper into the effects of this decision? How did it impact the average American at the time? And how do you think it has shaped the economic landscape of America today?
Certainly. In the short term, it allowed us to increase the money supply, which helped to lower interest rates and stimulate economic activity. This was crucial in helping us combat the Great Depression. For the average American, this meant that credit became more accessible, which made it easier for people to buy homes and start businesses. It also meant that the government had more flexibility to fund public works projects, which created jobs and helped to reduce unemployment. In the long term, leaving the gold standard has given the Federal Reserve more flexibility to manage the money supply and interest rates. This has been crucial in helping the U.S. economy navigate subsequent economic downturns. However, it's also important to note that this decision has had its critics. Some argue that it has led to inflation and financial instability. These are valid concerns, and they highlight the importance of prudent and responsible monetary policy.
Mr. President, in this era, we're witnessing the roots of a global banking crisis, with significant impacts originating from 4 American regional banks. The inflation surge that began in 2021 has continued into this year, leading the Federal Reserve to raise its interest rates. As someone who led the nation through the Great Depression and implemented the New Deal policies, how would you approach these current economic challenges?
These are indeed serious challenges. In my time, we also faced a banking crisis and economic instability. The first step we took was to restore confidence in the banking system. We did this through a series of reforms, including the creation of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which insured individual bank deposits. As for the inflation surge and the Federal Reserve's response, it's important to remember that managing inflation is a delicate balancing act. Raising interest rates can help control inflation, but it can also slow economic growth. It's crucial to strike the right balance. In terms of the broader economic challenges, I believe the principles of the New Deal are still relevant. We need to invest in our infrastructure, in our people, and in our future. We need to ensure that the benefits of economic growth are shared broadly, not concentrated in the hands of a few. Finally, we need to remember that economic policy is not just about numbers and statistics. It's about people. It's about ensuring that every American has the opportunity to work, to earn a decent living, and to pursue their dreams. That's the guiding principle that I would bring to these challenges.
Mr. President, if you had the opportunity to give advice to America's leaders today, particularly in light of the current economic challenges we're facing, what would that advice be?
If I were to offer advice to America's leaders today, it would be this. Remember that you are servants of the people. Your duty is to the American people, to their welfare, their prosperity, and their freedom. In times of crisis and uncertainty, it's crucial to maintain a steadfast commitment to the principles that make this nation great: democracy, liberty, and equality. These are not just abstract ideals, but practical guides for policy. Economic challenges like the ones we're facing now require bold action and innovative thinking. Don't be afraid to experiment and try new approaches. That's what we did with the New Deal, and it helped us navigate the Great Depression. Finally, always keep in mind that our strength as a nation comes from our unity. In times of division and discord, it's more important than ever to find common ground and work together for the common good. That's the spirit that helped us overcome the challenges of my time, and I believe it's the spirit that will help us overcome the challenges of today.
Thank you, Mr. President. If there was one thing, one piece of wisdom that you could share with the world, what would it be?
If I were to leave one piece of wisdom with the world, it would be this: never lose faith in the enduring spirit of humanity. Throughout history, we have faced countless challenges, from wars and economic crisis to social upheaval and pandemics. But time and again, we have proven our resilience. We have the capacity to learn, to adapt, and to overcome. We have the ability to create a better world for ourselves and for future generations. But it requires courage, determination, and a commitment to the common good. So my advice would be to believe in our collective potential, believe in our ability to make a difference, and most importantly, never stop striving for a better, more just, and more equitable world.
Mr. President, I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing your insights with us. We'll definitely have to bring you back to discuss more topics in the future. Thanks again, Mr. President. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. And remember, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Goodbye for now.